Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How you doing? It's Rusty from Porky's Corner, biggest gob in sport. Today we're joined by Andy from up there in Aberdeen, where it snows. How you doing, Andy? You all right,
Good,
lad?
thanks, sir.
All right, we'll just put light on a second. 2 seconds. I want to wear my granddad's cap today because it'd have been 98 today. It'd have been 98 today, my granddad, if he were alive. My mum's dad. So I'll wear his cap today. I've got his stick over here, actually. I don't use it that much. I'll probably be wearing it in a few years when John Fury. I'll probably use it in a few years if John Fury breaks my legs. So, well, it's a big day for boxing, Andy. It's a big day for Dillian Whyte, the can man. What do you make of it all?
His past caught up with him, I think. Yeah.
He's what?
His past has caught up with him.
Yeah.
I think it's just another black eye for boxing and current state. We're just about the light at the end of the tunnel. What's happening with Conor Ben, and then the next thing this pops up out the blue, and I'm surprised but not surprised, if that makes any kind of sense. But where does he go from here? That's him. That's him finished, as far as I would reckon.
Do you think because of his age, Eddie will drop him now?
I don't think Eddie wants another Conor Ben saga on his lap, does he?
Eddie's looking like he's been put through Mincer, isn't he, this last 12 months with all that, doesn't he?
We're going back to Morris shortly, I think.
You know what Eddie will be doing now? He'll be sat at home and he'll be saying, is every boxer he ever meets a dumb? That's what he'll be saying. Because,
yeah,
how many chances does Dillian Whyte need now? Dillian Whyte's had 3 testing pros that we know about, but did he have a K1 test or an amateur failure? I'm not.
He
didn't. There's well, let's say he didn't. It's still there's 3 that we know about. Three positives, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's one before Eddie. There's one the Rivers one, and there's this Joshua one, isn't there? You know, the fights leading up to.
Yeah.
He's made millions. He's upset a lot of people, haven't we? Which you're going to do. You fall out with people in boxing. He's gone through loads of trainers, few promoters, but he can't go to Bricktop now if Eddie's dropped him, can he?
He shot himself in the foot there, didn't he?
And you go, this is why you get people in boxing, you know, like that Johnny Fisher, when you see him, it's Big Freeze and Dave Allen and all them, they're all sat on fence with splinters in their arseholes, aren't they? Because boxing's the only sport where the lions, which are the boxers, are frightened of the rats.
Yeah.
I've seen Dennis there. This to boxers. I thought, you know, if I were a boxer, Dennis, I would punch your head in doing that finger jab. I'm telling you, no, that's not covered the sending glory. Yeah, but who got you there? You know, getting it all that. I'd be thinking, why don't they just get stuck into him and give him one of them? Because it's the guy paying the wages, isn't he? They hold the power, don't they? You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
And I think what's happened here, I think Dillian Whyte's put himself in a situation now where he's burnt bridges, and he with Bricktop, and it's looking like him and Eddie could be. Because Eddie's not going into bat for him, has he? He goes into bat for them all. Yeah. He did last time, didn't he? Rivers, like 4 years ago, last month. So he ain't gone into bat for him. He's just pulled show and he's pulled him off it. That tells you.
I think lucky for Eddie, as far as I'm aware, he's not under contract, is he? It's a fight-by-fight handshake kind of deal. So that's better for Eddie. He doesn't have to. He's got no allegiance to him, really, does he?
No what?
No allegiance to him.
Well, he don't bring notes at the table. He's just. I mean, what did he land on? Fury with 1 punch, a left hook and a left hip body. I think that caught half of Fury's arm. He didn't really do it.
Tried to foul him, didn't he? Aye.
He just turned up there to his money, didn't he?
Yeah. Didn't help with the promotion. Just negativity, wasn't he? He didn't help with the promotion. He was just oozing negativity all the way up in the build up to it, wasn't he?
Well, I think
he was in trouble,
wasn't he?
Aye. He's never going to beat Fury.
What do you think he's failed for? We can only surmise, can't we, Andy?
We can only guess. So yeah, is it? Was it steroids he failed for before in the past?
I forget now. They say these adverse findings. Well, everything's an adverse finding. If I pee in a cup and I've had 25 steroids in my body, it still comes up as an adverse finding. You know, it sounds adverse finding. It's like a pin, a size of a pin in it. You think, oh, it's only an adverse finding, Eddie. It's nothing. It's nothing. Look, if you pee in that cup and you set it on fire, it comes back as an adverse finding. It means you failed. It means failed for performance enhancing drugs or a banned substance. So let's just say a banned substance has been found in his system, an adverse finding. It's up to him now to prove that now, isn't it? So he's been put on the show, but he looks like in his statement he's arguing and he's saying, well, I've got to be given a chance to prove it. Then, well, he's history him now. I don't think they'll, because you know what, old man Ern's probably going to go, you know what, let's just cut our losses because we can't shout and bawl about Gerald Miller and this and that and risk him on another show. If that happened on another show, DAZN pay-per-view, they'd pull the plug on him, wouldn't they? But it's happened, 7 days before the fight? Again, fight week, there's no opponent.
And then DAZN could pull the pin on Matchroom if they're going to be continually associated with drug teaching.
Matchroom's deal, did they get an 8-year deal or a 5-year with an extra 3? Because the 5 years up last month, innit, or May. No, they got 8 years. They got 8 years. What 8 year they got? So they've got 2 years, 9 months to go. If it were 8 year, I don't know. I'm sure it were 8 year. Were it 8 year? They've got 3 years to go then, haven't they? Or just under 2 year, 9 months. Yeah. Well, then he's going to have to get his finger out here. That's it. He's going to have to get his finger out. I'm shocked about it because you'd have thought he'd have learned from that the Rivers fight, wouldn't you? We obviously hadn't.
Yeah. I mean, there's been enough querying about the B sample that's never appeared, does it? So you would think he'd learned his lesson by that.
B sample. Let me start about B size. This is what we're going to be screaming about now. I don't think I can go through all that again, mate. For 6 months.
Disappearing B sample.
I don't think I can go through all that putting billboards up. Where's the fucking B sample?
How many other boxers are on stuff though? Is that starts raising that question, doesn't it? Which is unfair to the clean guys, really.
What about the women? Are the women on them?
Well,
people think that certain women are on them. We don't know, but do these women that are on them know they're on them? Is somebody getting them and they don't know they're on them? We don't know what's right. It's a dark. It's a mystery, isn't it? It's a bit like it's a whodunit. It's a bit like running around with a mask on.
Leather jacket.
Where'd they get them from? I've just run camera now because I'm not really good at all this computer stuff. I says block him on email. So
if I had more time, I would have got myself a scarf.
Jesus. I had one come up to me. Listen to this, right? I'm in Meadowhall. The geezer come up to me. I'm coming out of the shop in Meadowhall, and I've got one of them slushies in my hand. And it was blue, and I'd had such a big gulp of it. Oh, my head went cold and that. And I thought, God, my head don't feel right. I might need to sit down here. And as I've got to turn around, there were a big bloke stood in front of me, and I went, "Oh, sorry, mate. You're that blokey, aren't you?" I went, "Oh." Yeah. But you know what? It just caught me at a bad moment, and I thought, "What have I got on me? What am I going to do here?" I thought, "Which slush?" And I went, yeah, I know. I could say I had like Porky's coat on, jacket on. I'm like, yeah. He's gone. Oh, I follow you. I went, oh right, sort of. And I
around the supermarket.
I thought that was it. But obviously, it's some raving lunatic in a. Listen, mate, it takes all sorts, doesn't it? But that's strange, that mate. But anyway, Getting back to the boxing, who do you think he'll put him in with now then?
Is it going to be George Washington or is it going
Well,
to
they're
be?
saying Charlie Parsons, Eddie's little bum licker. He's been saying to Gad, Fury's bum licker, it's going to be Gerald Washington. That's what he's heard. Charlie Parsons, if you've got that right, you are the man in the know. If you aren't, crawl out of Eddie's ringer. So
I feel sorry for Chisora in that respect. If he's all geared up to fight, he's had the carpet pulled from under his feet, isn't it? Unless they'll just pay him anyway or get somebody else to fight.
they'll throw somebody in with Chisora, or they'll promise him some. Look, Chisora can't go back to Bricktop, can he? So Eddie's this. What happens? What happens with these? Look, you know what happened with Warrington, don't we? Kept slipping and sliding, didn't they? They had to go back to Eddie. But do you think Eddie respects them now?
Yeah.
Eddie's a businessman, like Dennis. When you do things like that, they don't respect you. Oh, look at Dave Allen. He's gone back to Dennis, hasn't he? Do you think Dennis respects him? Is he on a Dennis show headlining in Sheffield? No.
No.
Where is he? He's farmed out on a Sky show, and Dennis will be getting paid for not having to put any money into the show. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
It's not like Tommy Frank, who Dennis respects and he's had from like beginning. He'll look after Tommy. Dave Allen's going to be knocked about now, isn't he? He's got a few fights left. Dennis will be getting knocked about. That's what happened. Yeah. Dave knows the script. He's been around boxing long enough. Hard-nosed millionaire businessmen don't respect people that leave them and stab them in back. They have long memories. Yeah. And Bricktop, they always come back. He always says they always cross the street and come back, don't they? When they went back to Bricktop, then that left him back in the day, he got the pound of flesh out of them, didn't he? And that's what happens. It's a business. And I don't know. Dillian can't go to Bricktop, can he?
No, he's sold himself out there. He's done.
So he can only go to America now because I don't think there's anybody else that can pay him what he wants over here. So he'd have to go to Eamon, Golden, or Aram. I don't think Aram will take him. Eamon or he would.
No, and his value is just plummeted.
Plummeted. Who could they put him in with? Only person they could put him in with, Jarrell Miller.
Jarrell Miller,
They could have they got 6 tests between them, 6 or 7. We'll put them in together. Let them get at it. Let them get juiced out their heads. Forget testing. Let them knock lumps out of each other. So let's face it. Jarrell Miller's shot to bits, fat as a pig. Dillian Whyte's shot to bits, fat as a pig. Are we telling the truth here? Or what?
Could be two black butter beans going at it.
There you go. Yeah. Well, that's what you've got, isn't it? 2 butter beans going at it. But listen, mate, I don't see him working with Eddie Hills again. Why would Eddie want to risk it? Because Eddie's just had it up to. Listen, you can see Eddie's looks like he's been put through ministry, hasn't he? You look at Eddie when he first started out, everybody liked him, didn't they? Well, eventually, greed gets them, doesn't it? And then
nice guy, Eddie.
Yeah, then they start getting bitter. Eddie's got very bitter lately. But the problem with media around him now is there's that many people licking his arsehole. They're putting in his hands, aren't they? When are we going to see somebody put it on these? Because who's going to put it on him next week? For example, I've just been talking to Julian about this, 2 videos today. Why have IFL not said no in what? 14 hours? They haven't come out and said a word, have they? 14
They're normally on it.
Let's have a look.
Normally on it. It's good to see Julian reappearing.
Hey?
Good to see Julian reappearing earlier on was Jim's eye view, as I would call it. It's always good to listen to.
Yeah. There's nothing on here on IFL. Nothing. 14 hours. Silence. Same with Billy Jones. Same with Tyson Fury. Same with Conor Benz. Oh, they're all Coogan's mates. Silence. Boxing Social have got people out there. Well, they're wheeling them out, but they're not saying anything as well. They're telling us everything, but showing us nothing, like I said to Julian. Dave Allen, the guard, Caldwell, splinters in their arseholes. What?
You think Eddie's put the brakes on them all?
Well, if they come out now and say Dillian Whyte, drug cheat and all that, they've got to face Dillian Whyte in some gym or at some show. And nobody's going to stand out. Caldwell will probably still want to train him. So, because he was involved with him and he got beat against Povetkin when he trained him, when he went in corner, wasn't it? So, he's not going to go out and hammer him, is he, if he knows him? And because he was telling him he respected him and all that leading up to getting that job. I've always respected you, Dylan. If you ever need any advice, you know where I am. This is how they tap you up, but they're not tapping you up saying, can I train you? They're just telling you you're great, and if you ever need to ask out, it means they're fucking tapping you up, right? But I don't know, but I personally think he's guilty because there's that many times he's had issues. Once a cheat, always a cheat. I've got no time for him. He's a bully. He goes around at shows with 3 or 4 big dudes, putting it on people, and he don't need to slap somebody, get them to do it. He thinks he's an OG. He's never done a day in jail in his life. He'd roar like a baby if he were in jail. I've seen bigger men than him crawl on the floor and cry in the cell. So that's how I look at it. I got no time for him. I don't like him. Am I glad he's been caught? Yeah. Am I glad he's been kicked off the show? You bet I am. But nobody else is going to come out and say that, are they? They're all going to stick their tongues on his G-spot. I'm glad he's been fucked off by Eddie. Too right I am, mate. Drug cheats in sports, get him gone. Get him
No
gone.
time for them, no space for them in sport.
Gone, man, man. Cheating non-stop. You know what I mean? He's a limited fighter, but what has he made? 12, 13 million top end. I don't know where he took off that. He's a multi-millionaire. He owns half of London. He's loaded, mate. For what? His ability, for what? He ought to thank Coogan for getting him out there, mate. Eddie's done a fantastic job with him, and Eddie's a prick. I don't like him. He's performed miracles for Dillian Whyte. So, Eddie Hearn, you're a prick, but you perform miracles for him. He's gone above and beyond for him, hasn't he? Defended him to hilt. And now, look, you shit on him, hasn't he, from an high height. But you reap what you sow, Eddie. So, I'm buzzing off it.
You've got to ask him.
I'm being harsh there.
Nah, I don't think so. How many other fights has he had that he could have been juiced up that we don't know about?
Exactly. How many of these fighters, male or female, do we know that have been cheating? How many? How many? Loads, isn't there?
The Conor Benn last opponent, he came out.
Conor Benn failed before and we didn't get to know about it.
Yeah.
Tete failed. Tete failed, and Bricktop didn't tell us about that, but said he didn't know. Are you telling me Bricktop doesn't know what's going on with his shows? Come on. Bricktop, just pissed all over my leg. Look, it's wet through, son. Go and get me a wet one or some toilet paper. Look at me trousers. What you done to me strides, son? You know what I mean? So
IFL Live is going to be interesting now.
You know what, Andy?
IFL Live is going to be interesting.
Well,
that's going to piss as well, isn't it?
Well, I was told that Joshua ain't going anyway, and who'd want to see Dillian Whyte there if they all fell out? So they're off it, but they've been selling tickets for it, haven't they? Yeah. Who'd want to go see that load of pony anyway?
It's a lot of shite, isn't it?
Oh, they're going to get John Fisher to pour curry on his son. I don't want John Fisher. I don't want to see you with any more curry on that big derby of yours, mate. Chinese curry, all that. You raving lunatic. We all do stupid things for a bit of PR and a bit of attention, but that's cringe and muggy. Well, that's what it is, isn't it? It's cringe and it's muggy. That's how I look at it, Andy. Fucking cringe. Feel like that dude that's just gate crashed our Zoom. What were all that about? Unbelievable raving lunatics.
Yeah, that's about it. Elephant Man.
I have to change password now. Hey?
John Merrick.
Going on about hobnob biscuits and leather jackets and George Groves had me shook in a pub in Hammersmith. What on earth is going on? I met George Groves once at Froch Groves waiting, and I was sat with Rachel Froch and Carl backstage, and he were there. And he looked like a skeleton. You know what I mean? Because he don't walk around at 12 stone. He was walking around back in the day at 14, wasn't he? And he looked totally different. And but hey ho, Ergovic. Now I think that's the only fight that I could get up for Joshua to fight with worth a pay-per-view. Will they give Ergovic? Will they give him?
I'm not going to put him in with him. I'm not going to put him anywhere near him, are they?
No, they're not going to put him near Ergovic, are they? I wouldn't have
What
thought.
about Martin Bacoli?
Listen, I've just said to Julian, what about Martin McCauley? I'm sure Billy Nelson would be up for that, wouldn't he?
Oh, he'd be drop a hat. He'd be on that. I think Bacoli would do it on the same as he did to Tony Yoka.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he must have sparred McCauley, Joshua. He must
Yeah.
have a feel of him. But he's got to roll the dice sooner or later. I mean, if it's Ergovic, well, so what? You're probably going to have to fight him soon anyway, and he's a similar age to you. So what's the problem?
Just get on with it.
What's the problem? What about Huey? I don't know if Huey's in shape because it's not as long since he started back, but I'm sure Huey would take that in an heartbeat. But not a week's notice. They're gonna have to pay him well for that, aren't they? For a week.
Yeah, it's a big ask, isn't it? Really,
They fought Huey and Joshua Fluke to win. It would be in good stead to fight Tyson because it would mean that he's beat a Fury, wouldn't it? Because that's how I look at it. But I don't know if Peter Fury would take that in a heartbeat. I'm not sure.
Maybe 3 weeks notice, but 1 week's a bit. Nah,
I did send him a text actually, and he sent me a reply, but I'm not going to play it on here. We'll play it after.
Yeah.
But I think it'll probably be there ain't enough. I'm going to listen to it in back in 2 seconds. No problem. Let me just put that phone. I'll just put that phone on charge for a few minutes and I'll listen to them. There's a couple of voice texts off people. There's one off Peter. I wonder if they've been offered it, and he might say, yeah, you can put it out there, Russ, that they've offered it and we've said no, or he might say he's not ready. So I'll just wait while we've got that bit of charge on my phone. But
with Big John, he's 24 hours ready, you know.
Big Ron.
Big John Fury.
Oh, Big John. John Fury's not going to get the fight, is he? I think John Fury's got enough on his plate at the moment, hasn't he? Getting ready for Mike Tyson.
Tyson
must be filling his nappy, is he? Big John Fury here, big fighting man. In the ring or on the hard ground. Pop, pop, man. And many fans were watching me from the moon. I told you. 200 kilo deadlifts with me, bell end. 140 kilo bench press, cold before a pan of stew on the hot fire. You know that leper in Loft? I'm not him. I'm the leper's dad. John Fury's a character, isn't he? Right, and obviously I take piss out of him, don't I? Because he needs it. Because he's a bully. And I don't like bullies, and I don't like him. And he don't like me. And sometimes in life, you just meet people that you don't fucking like, do you?
Yeah, that's right.
So, and let me tell you this, all them wrapped around him can't stand him anyway, but they're not going to tell him because they want to be around the champ.
Yeah.
But if he fights Mike Tyson, it'll be a mover around the bit legend. Listen, he'll be texting Mike. Hey, listen, Mike, just make sure it's a move around. I don't want you clipping me. I will go down in the fourth. Can you carry me till the fourth? Pop, pop, bang. Make me look good, Mike. Make me look good. That's to Clinton.
We want a shot. We want a shot at the guard spotty.
Hey?
We want a shot at the guard spotty beforehand.
Jeez. I said to Clinton Woods the other day, or the week. So I said, hey, Clinton, I'll cook you, Jim. He take me out pads. He goes, yeah, I'll make you look good. Well, that's what we like to Mike. Mike, make me look good. Pop, pop, bang. I called my son after you. But hey, listen, well, they're going to give him 8 million or something. I'm hearing 7, I'm hearing 8. Listen, whatever it is,
8 million?
8 million, yeah. Mike Tyson won't go out of bed for that, will he? But they're shouting and bawling about money and that, but they'll not be going for charity. Why don't they just do something great and give it to charity? Just do something nice in your life for one. Let me just get that phone. See if there's a bit of charity. Who's that? No, I didn't mention it. He just said that he can't believe that Dillian's fight's off. He just said you couldn't write it, could you? So, but no, I said as you had been off at fight. He didn't mention it, but no, he just says it. He can't believe it. So if I couldn't believe it when I heard earlier, I thought, no, it's not that stupid, surely. I mean, they're going to get millions and that. I mean, Dylan's more or less at end now, isn't it? It's his pension, isn't it? That he probably got one more after that, and that's it. I don't thought he beat Joshua, but I wonder where he goes from here if they drop him. Like, it's going to be in a rate mess, isn't he?
What's he, 35, 36 now?
He's coming up 36 next birthday, so he ain't got that long left, has he? He's probably got about 4 fights altogether. But if he gets a ban now, could be 38 when he comes back, couldn't he? And he get knocked about. He get knocked about. He'll have all that Moses Atoma and Jared Anderson will be ready to flog him, unless he stays in gym and stays active. But I mean, he picks up loads of injuries and that. He's looked sluggish to me anyway in his last couple of years. You think that he looked sluggish?
Nah, it really is. His footwork's slow. He just, I thought Franklin beat him. I thought Franklin beat him clearly. And he couldn't get near Fury, obviously. But I thought Franklin beat him by at least 2 or 3 rounds, I thought. But
I had Franklin winning by 2 rounds, yeah.
Yeah. It was a clear robbery, wasn't it?
But
I thought.
Okay. What do you think to the criticism aimed at Josh Warrington, Andy, lately? People saying he's shot to pieces and he's a non-puncher and he's only got one style that's go forward. You think that's a bit harsh, considering career he's had and who he's beaten, what he's done?
I think he is on the slide, isn't he? But comes in with the head a lot, doesn't he? People complain about that. But
well, I studied his punch output, not just the numbers. I actually watched his last 2 fights. And I've studied them, and then I went back a few years and I watched the Frampton one and the Selby.
Yeah.
It works out about 30% down on punches, spread over the round. And that comes with taking breathers, a couple of stages in each round, especially after the third round. I was having 4th and 5th rounds, just easing and then trying to get back into it for the second round. And that comes because featherweights tend to do that when they get by 30-year-olds, trying to conserve energy because they're like quick and explosive and throwing loads of punches, aren't they, when they're younger? When they get to a certain age, they're not as like that, are they? Kind of thing.
He's maybe spending too much time helping Stan Ogden on his window cleaning round.
Well, I've heard Josh Warrington likes to go around with Leeds United fans and have a bit of a night out, and that was no wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that, but if it's interfering with training, that's. Some volume. Kawasaki was a volume puncher, but I think he was still punching good volume right to the end of his career. Joe Kawasaki, yeah.
Yeah, Joe Kawasaki were, because I studied his career all the way through.
Yeah.
When Frotch were looking to fight him, and I was like,
there
was a lot of punches, but
a
lot of them were cuffing punches, weren't they? If you look,
yeah,
like that. But he's that fast, you're getting away with it.
You're getting away with it. You couldn't really...
He damaged his hands early in his career. He was a big puncher, He was a big puncher. And
he looked like a decent power early on, didn't he?
He did his
hands. Dropped Eubank in that. He dropped Eubank twice, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, but he dropped him in the first round, mate. It was southpaw quick, fresher, and he'll fight. Eubank should have fought that night as a light heavyweight.
Was it Mark Prince he should have fought?
Mark Prince, yeah. I went to that show, and it was a full Monty show. And in the week, this is all you're going to fight in super middle. So he had another £7 to take off. So we're all geared up for Kawasaki, wasn't it, really? Imagine saying that to somebody now in fight week. They wouldn't have it, wouldn't it? It wouldn't be allowed, would it?
No.
It's all health and safety and not weight checks. But Joe Kawasaki, a fantastic fighter, fantastic output. But in 2008, when he should have fought Carl, I think that was the right time for Frotch to do him. And he ended up getting dropped in them last 2 fights early doors. Now, Frotch should have dropped him and had jumped on him. And his punch wasn't that much in them 2 fights.
Yeah. I thought Hopkins came to spoil. That was a horrible fight to watch.
Horrible fight to watch. Didn't deserve to win, but if you want to go on, out judges had it. One of judges, Adelaide Bird, had him winning, but she were Golden Boy's pet judge once she had Adelaide Bird. So I thought Joe Kawasaki nicked it, but you could make a case for the other one, but no, I thought he won.
Yeah.
I thought Robin Reed beat him. I thought Robin Reed beat him.
Yeah, I would go with that. Maybe by a round or something. It should have been. I thought at the time a draw. I had Reed winning, I think, at the time, from what I remember.
Yeah.
I think he hurt his hands in that fight, didn't he, Calzaghe? He had some kind of... Well, he steadied it anyway, but...
Should have gave him a rematch, Calzaghe, for that, but he didn't want it.
That was a good fight,
Racing that right hand all night at Robin Reed. They were walking onto it all night. Robin said he just kept walking onto it. He said, I couldn't believe it. It was easy. Honestly. And go on, sorry.
I thought when he fought Roy Jones, did he not get dropped? It's like a forearm that dropped him, the Roy Jones. Hopkins dropped him a proper punch.
Caught him with that, didn't he, Roy Jones?
He did that, yeah.
Or was it that?
I think it was a forearm, yeah. Forearm.
He caught him with that. He went in like that, an uppercut, and caught him there. But either way, he went up his nose as well.
Went down, didn't it?
Broke his nose.
Yeah.
But, so Joe Calzaghe, great fight. But I think he was there for taking. But he'd been a favourite against Carl in any year. But he'd backed himself, Carl, I think. And,
I was quite honest. He said Calzaghe could have beat him on points or he would have knocked him out. It was quite a good, honest assessment, I thought that. Yeah,
but at the time, I think Frotch was red hot in his prime, and I think Joe were on slide, and that made it a 50-50, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Or maybe made it a 51-49. And you know what? Calzaghe had never been in a fight where he were a 51 and opponent were a 49. It's always been 60-40, 70-30s, 80-20s. He's had it one way, and he come up against somebody younger, more powerful, undefeated, and red hot, and maybe thought, you know what, that's an hard night's work for me. Let me get them old men over 40.
Probably Jeff Lacey was the only other fight you would say was folk were bumming Jeff Lacey up.
Yeah.
And
well,
that,
Jermaine Taylor did Lacey after him, and Frotch did Taylor.
Yeah.
Saggy didn't fight Taylor. He didn't fight McGee. He didn't fight Johnson. He didn't fight Tarver. He didn't fight Clinton Woods. Clinton Woods won. They owed £25,000 expenses to Dennis. Dennis and Frank Warren flipped a coin for it months later because Frank didn't pay because the fight got cancelled. They owed Glenn Johnson 100,000 for pulling out 3 times. Frank Warren, to be fair, he paid that. Well done, Bricktop. I don't think he had a choice. But Calzaghe, more, in my opinion, was navigated through choppy waters. A bit like Joe Gallagher did what's he called? Callum Smith. He navigated Callum Smith, didn't he? Joe Gallagher through choppy waters. There's no wrong with that, is there?
Yeah.
Don't make you this roadman killer. And every time somebody pulls you up about it, say what about Carl Frotch, and he just goes 46-0, undefeated, man, man. Like a fucking robot, isn't he? He's like that. Record not fade away. Record not fade away. Record not fade away. 46-0, man, undefeated, man. Bullshit. British title defences they were. Come on.
It's like when it was a similar situation when Steve Collins was champion, and Calzaghe was due to fight him, and then Collins was. Don't think he wanted it either. He was at that kind of end stage of his career.
Would have been.
He would have beat Collins.
Beat Collins easy, man. He would have beat. That would have been. He would have poor man's Frotch, man. He got Eubank Bennett end of the career. He never wanted to risk him. He didn't want to risk. He's still dining out on them wins. Steve Collins. Steve, they were shot to pieces. Get a grip of yourself, mate. Sheesh.
He freaked Eubank out with mind games, didn't he?
Hey.
Freaked Eubank out with mind games.
He was shitting his pants, wasn't he? Let's have it. Come on, Steve Collins, do me a favour, man.
And Eubank couldn't really pull. He couldn't pull the trigger after Eubank. I thought couldn't pull the trigger after Watson got hurt. He always held back, didn't he?
I think he could pull the trigger, Eubank. I just think he couldn't because he wasn't fit enough anymore. All that couldn't pull the triggers, load of shit. They were doing his training camps, wasn't it? That's what I think personally. All this couldn't pull the trigger. Listen, the bullies are from the boxers, mate. All that can't pull trigger because of what happened in the past. Load of shite. Yeah. It's like when they can't knock them out. Well, needed rounds, fancy doing 12 rounds. Boxers get in there to knock you out, every boxer, and they realise after one round if they're going to knock you out or not. That's what happens. And if they can't knock you out, I needed rounds. If they knock you out, why don't you do the rounds? Oh, you don't get paid for overtime. Bullshit, fuckers.
It's optional.
There's an answer for everything, Andy. And I've heard it all, seen it all, heard it all. No. Please, no. Next, you'll be telling me you've got some bubbling. Big Ronnie. I terrorised Big Ron last weekend. Ron, sit on that. He'll be down here on soon with his wig on, his Maury's wig.
It's Maury's wig. He's a good singer, Ron. Eh? I heard him singing a bit on one of your
Dennis is a
videos.
really good singer. He only sings one person though, Frank.
Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra.
Well, that's him and his dad's favourite. And his favourite song's Fly Me to the Moon, Dennis. He sung it at Peter Fury's 50th. Peter Fury came up to me, he's like, I didn't know he could sing like that. He's like a pro. So don't you tell him that, Peter. He's all right. He don't think twice of getting on stage, Dennis, you know. He did it at his dad's funeral in front of about 1,500 people. Yeah, he got on stage.
Good on him, eh? No, that's no easy thing to do. Like your parents' funeral.
Well, that's why Dennis puts shows on, isn't it, really? Because he likes to make it about him, doesn't he? I said, Dennis, he cost a fortune on this show. Oh, it's all right. He's strutting about. He loves it, doesn't he? It's like his moment, isn't it? Well, that's what people do, isn't it?
That's it. I like watching people sing, eh?
Yeah, you're a bit of a singer yourself, Andy, lad.
I've done a wee bit of singing. My dad's an entertainer, eh? So
is he?
Yeah, he has been for about 60 years now, but he still does it.
Up your way, yeah?
But, sorry?
Up your way, yeah? Aberdeen, like, yeah?
Yeah, up that way, all round, all over Scotland he does it.
Good man.
He does a bit of comedy and whatnot. So I've sung a few times on the odd occasion.
What karaoke's?
And a couple of shows that he's been doing at gigs. I've had or parties or that. I'll have a wee song if I've had one or two of the sampling this new stuff in it. I've not tried this before. Brewdog Bad Beer Vodka. It's actually all right. Good. That's
you know, Scotch people. I'm not trying to take piss or out, but why is it whatever you do, you're just renowned big drinkers? Is it something? Because every Scotsman I know, they're like in pub all day and night.
Oh, I know a lot of people do that.
Their houses, when you go to their houses, they open fridge and most people have like milk, orange, cheese, all that stuff, salad and veg, and you've got like loads of booze and that in fridge and that. Have you? You've got loads there, haven't you?
I've got it all here.
Oh, you do all day booze.
I actually have a couple of drinks at a time. I never get bottled like it used to years ago when I was younger. But I know some people it's spend usually all Friday in the pub. Andy Bairstow, yes, your fellow Yorkshireman. They like that all day in the pub, every Friday in the pub. But I enjoy a wee drink, but I didn't go after it. I've been there, done that. Got the t-shirt. But I can't I'll be wasting the next day, you know, a hangover. So time's valuable, so make best use of it. So no point.
Yeah, well, you know what? You know when you get to my age, right? Time is the most important thing. So that's why I like to get up early. And I only have 4 hours, Kip. I only need 4 hours. You don't need as much when you get old, Kip, do you? But
yeah,
I have 4 hours, so I can get a lot done in 20 hours in a day. Which 20 hours. Couldn't do nothing in 8. I'll never get out done. Not what bills I've got. Mate, I'm gonna anyway, listen. It's been nice to speak to you, Andy. Great to have you on. And you take care. And have a great
like and subscribe.
Hey?
Everybody like and subscribe.
Everybody like and subscribe. I always forget to say that. Like and subscribe. And leave a comment. And don't forget to press the notification button. I always get told off for not saying this, because if you press the notification button, you get your Porky Fix straight to your phone. It'll save you emailing me. Say, oh, I didn't know you put 5 videos out at once. I can only find 4. Where's the other one? Okie dokie. Don't forget to watch Terry's Take, episode 30, July the 30th. I put that out. That's the best video that's gone out of the last 50. Terry's Take, episode 30, July the 30th. It's on. I don't know how it went out 30th, but I only put it out over there. I must have pressed the wrong button, but I ain't got a clue. But we're still figuring it out. So you take care, Andy.
Good man, Ross. Take care.
Peace out. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Right.
Cheers.